Hello, me loves, and welcome back to Sigil. Welcome back to the City of Doors and Planescape Torment now.
What's up?
What were we doing? We were having a bit of a wander, weren't we? Oh dear, no, I don't want to play with Mort at the moment, if I can help it. That's better. Right, I think we've got a level up. I think we've actually got a level up, which is really, really lovely. Okay, right. Let me have a look at this now. Levels up. Levels up. Where are we? Not enough experience to level up. I thought I had leveled up. Yeah, oh well. Okay. Maybe it's Mort that's leveled up. No, apparently not. Okay, fair enough. Let's have a look at how we're doing at the moment. Not too bad. Oh, we can actually change the focus of the character. That's interesting. Oh, now that is interesting. Yeah, there's no point really in going nuts with Mort's wisdom or anything like that, because it's not going to work for him. Okay. There we go, that's more like it. Cool, okay. Yes, we have got a level up. I was going to say. Nameless one. Saving throws have improved. Fighting skills have improved. 1 characteristic points gained. 10 hit points gained. It's all good. It's all good. Except... Right, so... What have we got? How many do we have? His strength is a bit shit, actually, so let's... What's this? Alignment. This represents your disposition towards good or evil. Current alignment, true neutral. Ah, true neutral, the cop-out. The cop-out for any character. Cool, that's really interesting. Let's change our focus a little bit, shall we? Okay. Right, I think Mort's got one too. Let's have a look. Anyone else got one? No, we're alright. Yes, Mort has got a level up. Okay. Fighter, saving throws have improved. 9 hit points gained. Well, that's good. That's brilliant. That should stand us in good stead. Yeah, we'll leave him on strength for now. Okay, right. We were talking to some of these characters, weren't we? We talked to the guy behind the bar, Barkis, and he said that he's got an eye of ours from a previous incarnation, but we don't have the coin to buy it back yet. Ilkix, what's he got to say? You see a short, rotund man with a perplexed expression on his face. From the lines on his loose skin, it looks like it's not too uncommon. He carries a flagon of ale that looks like it's in the process of being emptied. Rapidly, in between swallows, he speaks in a gentle voice, so quiet that you can barely hear his words. Hello, traveller. My name is Ilquix. Can I be of some assistance to you? Yeah, I'd like to ask you some questions. What did you want to know? Who are you? Yeah, I am but a humble man with a slight flowery poetical bent and a tendency toward the supernatural. Well, you are in Sigil, so I'm sure that stands you in good stead. I regret that I have none of my supplies here, or I should be most eager to teach you of the ways of power, perhaps some later time. Yes, I'd like that. For now, though, some other questions. Who is the Burning Man? That is the last unfortunate who chose to exercise his individual will without the strength to back up his desires. His name is Ignis, and he was a pyromaniac. He burned and didn't burn the right people, and wound up channeling more raw power than he could control. Now, well, you can see what became of him. If you choose to learn more of him, perhaps that poor creature Drusilla can help you. Okay, cool. That's cool, thank you very much, man. That's quite useful, actually. Okie dokes, let's have a look. Elias, who's this? You see a trim, muscular man dressed in clothing that is comparatively drab and mundane compared to most of the outfits you've seen in this city. He carries himself with an air of supercilious arrogance. Oh, this isn't going to end well, is it? He also looks dramatically out of place here. What do you want, he asks. Who are you? I am Elias, warrior of renown. Surely you've heard of me. No. Can it truly be? Can it truly be that none in this town have heard of me or my exploits? Alas, I shall have to prove myself all over again. And here I had thought my fame had spread across the world. Yeah, what world are you from? It depends, doesn't it? I come from the city of Aliburn on the River Tyme. Surely you have heard of its glories and wonders. No matter, no matter. This place is benighted and ignorant when it comes to the splendours of true cities. I am told that my land is what is called a prime by the denizens of this city, though a prime of what I don't know. How did you get here? I was chasing my old foe, the villainous life shade of Tyr Tanalel. He pauses, waiting for acknowledgement, and then continues. He conjured his demonic magic and opened himself a doorway and hurled himself through. Before he could flee me entirely, I threw myself after him and found myself here. You're one of the clueless. Yeah, he bristles, reddening, and his hand clutches convulsively around the hilt of his sword. Clueless, is it? I take offence to your words, Sirrah, and bid you farewell in the hopes that we should never cross paths again. He turns away from you, still flushed with pride and rage. Yes. He sighs heavily and eyes you with disdain. Then be on with it, scarred one. Ask what you will. Blah, 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 blah. I'd like to apologise to you, yeah. He appears entirely shocked, as if the notion of apologies is alien to him. You wish to apologise? That's what I said. Then, I suppose, as a point of honour, I must accept your apology. Very well. In return, I offer my apology as well. Let us set the matter aside and speak no more of it. Good. Yeah. I do not know. When I arrived here, I realised I needed a place to regain my bearings. Imagine my shock at discovering that even a simple tavern in this part of the world is populated by the eccentrics and crazies. I have truly been transported to a madhouse. Yes, you have. Farewell. Ebb Creek Knees. He's a big un, isn't he? You see a slightly stooped old man with a full grey beard and a lion's mane of grey hair. He wears a couple of shoulder guards as armour, and he keeps a helmet nearby. He smokes a pipe and carries a patch of tobacco around his waist. He looks pretty strong, but he's a little plump and also appears to have some sort of breathing trouble. Well now, aren't you a sight, lad? Never have I seen so many scars blanketing a fella. Like a scar cloak you're wearing. Where you been, hanging out in a grain thresher? He laughs. Oh, I'm just jesting with you, lad. No offence meant, and I hope no offence taken. I'm Ebb. He extends his hand. He seems all right. Greetings, Ebb. His handshake is firm. Now, I hereby tender my apologies for the unfair jesting, lad. Hope no hard feelings. Can I buy you a tankard or two of something to smooth any ruffled feathers? Why not? That's the spirit, lad. Bide a moment. He rises to his feet and heads to the bar. After a moment, he returns to his seat with a pair of tankards. Here you go, lad. Drink up. He takes a massive swallow from his own tankard, puffs on his pipe and says, "What can old Ebb do for you on this fine sigil day?" He seems happy to be here, doesn't he? I had some questions about this place. Oh, well, I gathered that, just to look at you. I mean, you don't look like you're from around these parts, lad. You look a little too out of sorts to be a seasoned native. Ebb chuckles and takes another drink. So what can I help you with, lad? You need to know the lay of the land. Yeah, who are you? Ebb Creekney's third measure of the harmonium, now retired and being a tout with one's voice since I don't step as lightly as I might these past 2 or 3 decades. He chuckles. Now, lad, who be you and what trouble might you be in? Third measure of the harmonium. Ebb puffs up slightly in pride and gets a semi-stern look on his face. Aye, third measure of the harmonium. He relaxes a little, though I haven't served a tour of duty in many a decade. Pushing a quill wasn't quite up my alley after all the fights and skirmishes I've been in, so I just bide my time keeping tabs on things down here in the hive and helping out a little where I can. And you look like someone who might need a hand. Are you in some sort of trouble, lad? A few troubles. Yeah. Let's just tell him the honest, the truth. Ebb blinks, then frowns. What was that you said, lad? That you woke up in the mortuary? Ebb studies you closely. Oh, now, did they mistake you for dead under all them scars, mayhap? Ebb chuckles. Can't say I would have been any smarter. He puffs his pipe. Them dusties. He catches himself. I mean them dust men. Dusties being a rude term to refer to them pale-faced fellas. And I don't mean them too much disrespect. They have all the perception and friendliness of a gravestone sometimes, eh? Can't say I couldn't see them screwing up that up, lad. No. That's what I've heard. I had some questions. What do you want to know? I'm missing a journal. You're missing a journal. Was there more to the journal than just pages and words? Otherwise, I can't imagine too many bloods who would bother themselves with letters unless it was really hot and spicy. Not much use for books of learning round here. Yeah, I've gathered that. I don't know where you might find such a thing. Ed puffs on his pipe, then snaps his fingers. But you know, lad, if Farod is the one who scraped you off the Sigil Street, then he might know the dark of where your stuff is. It's more likely in his larder, if you ask me. A dead man is usually in no position to keep his possessions with the collectors tumble across his body. Yeah, tell me about Farod. Well, now I don't know everything there is to know about old Farod, but I know some of the dark surrounding him. If you're determined to track down that spider and nail him to the wall, then I suppose I could spill some of the chant so you know what you're tangling with. He pauses to tamp his pipe. Farod dug his nest deep into Ragpicker's Square not too long ago, got a bunch of collectors and gangs together and started what one could almost consider a collecting faction. Be that as it may. Where can I find him? Well, lad, if you're looking for Farod, which I would say is pretty balmy of you, you're a little off the beaten path. You want to be finding Ragpicker's Square. Chant is that Farod set up his kip somewhere in the square. Even an old fella like me who's been around the ring a few times don't know exactly where. I figure that Farod wants to keep the dark on his location dark. If you're all bound and determined to find Farod, go to Ragpicker's Square and try and dig up Farod's location from some of the locals. Try and be careful about it, since there's plenty in the square that would make a gut harp out of you as soon as look at you. I see. Cheers, man. I quite like him. He's quite fun. Dachon. I think we've spoken to him. Zero spoken to. Have we spoken to Dachon? The man before you is old. His dry yellowish skin has the scars of one who has travelled everywhere and never rested long in any one place. His pinched face is inhumanly angular, and his ears sweep up from his skull, tapering to points. He wears a loose-fitting orange tunic, and a strange shimmering blade is strapped across his back. Could be an elf. The blade looks to be a two-pronged glaive made of some metal whose surface swirls like a film of oil on a pond. Greetings. The man turns to you, his eyes like polished coal. He stares through you, and for a moment you wonder if he might be blind. The weapon suddenly turns a dead, flat black, mirroring the man's eyes. Are you alright?
Hail, traveler.
Oh, okay. He says nothing for a moment, merely searches your face with his eyes. Hail, traveller. His voice is quiet and sombre, like a wind whispering through the branches of a great tree.
Your eyes have the weight of one who has travelled far to be in this place.
The man meets your gaze, his eyes burrowing into yours. His weapon drains of its black colour, resuming its shimmering you noticed before you spoke to him. Your eyes have the weight of one who has travelled far to be in this place. You could say that. The man's gaze does not waver from yours. I am known as Dachon. The emphasis he places on the word known strikes you as odd, yet familiar at the same time. You are not known to me. I do not know myself. That is for the best. In knowing yourself, there will be little in the plains left worth knowing. He falls silent for a moment, still studying you with his coal black eyes. I would know why you have come to this city. I'm looking for answers. I have many questions. Speak your questions, I will hear them. Yeah, what are you? Your features are unfamiliar. He's a Githzerai! Oh, that's so cool! Githzerai are creatures from the plains, and they are dimension hoppers. There's two species of them, the Githzerai and the Githyanki, and they are sort of tributaries of the same race, and they're constantly at war with one another. They're called spelljammers, and what they travel all over the plains. It's really cool. A Githzerai is one of my people. One of the people? A Githzerai, this is just going to go around in circles, isn't it? Yes, but what are the Githzerai exactly? Darkon is silent for a moment, then speaks. Our history does not need to be made known to you. We would bleed to death on Time's Blade before I recited a fraction of the histories of our people. I don't need to know your histories, but I would know of your people as they are now. Darkon is silent for a moment. Know this and accept it as an answer. We are the people who make our home upon the shifting plane of limbo. With a deft motion, Darkon slips the blade from his back and holds it before him. Wait and see what happens. There we mould the matter of limbo with our minds. We forge cities with our thoughts. Yeah, they are sort of extraplanar creatures, and they can shape realities, and they travel all over creation, like throughout reality. They have ships called Spelljammer ships, and they can sail through different dimensions and realities. It's kind of cool. We forge cities with our thoughts. As you watch, a series of rippling waves of metal begin to roll forth from the centre of the blade. The pitch and crest of the waves match the inflections in Darkon's voice. In its chaos we dwell, with only our knowing to preserve us. We are the Githzerai. Yeah, what is that blade you have? It moved, shifted in response to your voice. It is a Karach blade. It is an object that lets others know the rank of the wielder. Karach, what does that mean? Darkon falls silent for a moment, as if searching for the correct words. In your tongue, the closest translation is chaos matter. The people may shape it with their thoughts. Yeah, shape it with their thoughts. Karach is not shaped by heat, but by knowing oneself. It is a mirror that reflects the will of the wielder on its surface and in its edge. When one knows themselves, the blade is strong, harder and stronger than steel. When one does not know themselves, the blade is as water, formless and weak. What rank does the blade signify? The blade is a symbol carried by the Zerth. A Zerth is one who knows the words of Zerthimon. In knowing the words of Zerthimon, they know themselves. Zerthimon, yeah. Zerthimon founded our race. He knew the Githzerai before they knew themselves. He defined the people. He gave them one mind. I have some other questions. Yeah, you seem to place a special emphasis on knowing. What do you mean? All things, whether structure or flesh, their existence is defined by their knowing of themselves. And then, if a man does not know himself, when a mind does not know itself, it is flawed. When a mind is flawed, the man is flawed. When a man is flawed, that which he touches is flawed. Darkon pauses. It is said that what a flawed man sees, his hands make broken. Do you know yourself? Darkon falls silent. His cold black eyes take on the same distance that you noticed when you first spoke. I ask again, do you know yourself? When Darkon speaks again, his voice has changed, his words echo like a great stone dropped into a chasm. It looks like he is forcing the words from his chest. It is not my will that you know this. Okay, fair enough. I'm not going to force him. Yeah, do you know where my journal is? Oh, okay, fair enough. What can you tell me about the city? It is known by the name Sigil among the people. It is known as the city that does not know itself. Yeah, that's because it's like the city exists but it does not know itself. In not knowing itself, its existence is flawed. You speak as though the city were alive. It may not be aware and know itself in the sense that you or I might know ourselves, but it lives, it grows, changes and touches the minds of all that live here. Yeah, thanks for the information. Farewell. As you turn to leave, the man speaks sharply. The first time you have heard his tone change since the conversation began. Hold. The man's voice levels out. This city is not known to you. I would travel your path with you. Oh yeah, extra playable character. I accept. An extra blade would be welcome.
Mine.
Your path is mine. Strangely enough, his voice seems distant, and it echoes as if he was speaking from across a great distance. Very well, let's go! Yeah! We've got a Gith! I'm really pleased about that. I love the Githzerai. They're really interesting characters. What are these guys doing? Hello. You see a lad who barely looks a day over 18. His face seems to betray some tension. Help you, Cutter? Who are you? I'm Caleb. I'm a mercy killer. I'm here with Tana and Ilsidon to catch my first criminal. What can you tell me about the mercy killers? Well, I have to get used to saying that now, believe that justice is the most important thing in existence. I believe that without justice there is no meaning, and without meaning we might as well just go off and kill ourselves. I don't want to kill myself, so I decided justice is the meaning. If you want to know more, you ought to ask one of these other two, or find one of our recruiters. They'll talk your ear off. I will, thanks. Cheers. What about you? An armoured behemoth, this man is huge. He also seems to have a very keen eye. It misses nothing that transpires around him. It also seems that he has no interest in speaking to you. Hello? The man stares at you as if you were some form of bug. He stares at you, blinking slowly. He turns his head, then dismissing you without speaking a word. I'm not going to antagonise him. There are demons! Aethelgrin, there's demons having a drink. Let's talk to him. This might be stupid, but I'm going to talk to him anyway. you see a scaled fiend who looks very similar to the one standing next to him. In addition to the pierced left ears, both are black-hued and reptilian, with bat wings tucked against themselves. This one is missing a tooth on its right side. Tegrin, it says. Our old friend has returned to pay us a visit. Oh, they know me. So he has, Aethelgrin, so he has. Yet his eyes do not gleam as once they did. What do you suppose brings him back to us? What does bring you back to us, friend? Who are you? Tagarin. Aethelgrin, time has robbed our companion's memory. You honestly do not recall us, do you? Truly I am aggrieved, but... Aethelgrin, as am I, Tagarin, truly aggrieved, yet I rest easy. It has, after all, been many hundreds of years, and we know how the minds of mortals tend to dissipate with age. Tagarin, well spoken, old friend. We are a pair of Abishai, on leave from our current assignments in Bartor. I am Tagarin, the thrice damned, so named for my ability to find the best in every situation. This is Aethelgrin, who has earned himself no special name, though not for lack of trying. Lack of trying? What do you mean? Aethelgrin ignores you as it responds to its companion. And once again, Tagarin, you have cut straight to the truth of the matter. Though perhaps it is best not to have earned the sort of notice one bearing the name Thrice Damned must surely have incurred. I had some other questions. Mort whispers to you, boss, I don't like this. They're not supposed to be here. The Blood War hasn't kicked the Celestials' asses bad enough that any fiend can go on furlough. They want something. Tread carefully. In the meantime, Tagarin continues to respond to its companion. The Blood War, by the way, is... in the D&D realms, there are multiple hells, there's not just one, and two of the major hells belong to demons on one side and devils on the other. Demons are agents of chaos and random evil, and demons are agents of sort of tyrannical ordered chaos, so despotism and that kind of thing. And they're at war with one another. Those two versions of evil are constantly fighting one another, devils and demons, so they don't turn on the rest of creation. It's a kind of balance that they maintain. Continue. Tagarin. In its turn, Tagarin ignores you as it replies to its comrade. Once again, I maintain that any notice is better than no notice at all. The Abishai turns back to you. Old friend, does this answer your question as to our identities? I suppose it will have to. Some questions? Perhaps we have answers. We are certainly eager to aid you, old friend. Are you indeed? Who are you? Yes, we've had this. We've had this. Blah, 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 blah. I had some other questions. What are you doing? Yeah. What are you doing? Why is it not perfectly clear, old friend? We are on leave from our beloved assignment, taking for ourselves some much-needed rest, and perhaps inducing some additional recruitment for our glorious cause. Our superiors fully support our presence, to be sure. I'll bet they do. Tagarin, in a more immediate sense, we are taking our entertainment in this delightful establishment. And of course, we are celebrating the return of our old friend. However, the stench of the breezes, which occasionally waft the scent of goodness in the door, debases us somewhat, leaving us physically, mentally, and spiritually weaker. Fortunately, the air in this ward of the city carries a delicious tang of pain and supplication, wouldn't you agree? Again, the fiend smiles broadly at you. I like these guys, I really do. It's a weird thing, but in the D&D realms, there is absolute good and evil on a metaphysical sense. So these guys are... they are actually coalesced forms of a certain kind of evil. So negativity feeds them, whereas positivity weakens them. Tell me about fiends. Aethelgrin, as we see it, there are two kinds of fiends, those who are correct and those who are not. Our side, that of the Bartizu, is correct. The other side, that of the cursed, hated, chaotic Tanari, is incorrect and must be exterminated. Tagarin, so these are devils. They're not really demons, these are devils. They're into order. They're into, like, tyrannical despotism. We hold the Tanari directly responsible for the Blood War. Were it not for them, we could have settled the lower planes in peace. I wouldn't have all the bother of fighting this wretched war, nor would the unfortunate spillovers into other planes be such a cause for concern among the namby-pambying do-gooders. The Tanari are directly to blame for the multiverse's sad state of affairs. You fucking liars. They are absolute complete liars, but then again, they are devils. Yeah, that's not really what I was asking. I wanted to know what differentiates you from them. Tagarin. The feed pauses a moment and then brightens. Ah, yes, you see, we represent law and order, and they do, that's true. Those who speak the law must be punished. Those who break the law must be punished. If we have no law, we have only anarchy. And surely you can see what anarchy has done for the Abyss. It has spawned horrors beyond imagining. Any excesses the Bartizu state may have indulged in are simply to counter the rising tide of chaos represented by the Tanari. We mean no harm to anyone. Liars! We just prefer to understand where the boundaries are. I love these guys. I'm looking for a journal. Aethelgrin, I keep no journals, friend, and I counsel that you should not either. Ask my dear comrade Tagarin why, and you should receive enlightenment. Very well. Tagarin, why should I not keep a journal? Tagarin, because, friend, it is easy to make the mistake of committing a true word to posterity, and easier still for someone you once trusted, and here he shoots a glance full of venom at Aethelgrin, to find that word and use it against you. Indeed, it can even lead to actions tantamount to desertion. Leaving or losing a journal can cost you your very existence. I see. Farewell. Mort, boss, I'm more sure than ever that these Burks ain't on the up and up. Sounds to me like they deserted, like they're looking for some angle that'll elevate their status in Bartor. Yeah, I get that too. You don't want to be talking to them, boss. You don't know what game they're playing, and you could get burned, literally. Alright, Mort, I'm done with them. For now. But yeah, he is right. These guys are up to something. They shouldn't really be here. They should be fighting the Blood War at this point. Machai. Who's this? Oh, Machai's busy. Oh, here we are. You see someone dressed as a female dustman with a half-empty glass in her right hand. As you near her, she calls out to you. You, over here. You notice that there's something wrong about her, and your exposure to the dustman leads you to believe that she's just too lively to be a real member of their faction. Approach her. Too good to hang out with the likes of a dustman, eh? Buy me a drink and I'll leave you alone. Very well, here are 5 coins. You're not really a dustman, are you? She looks around nervously and seems to sober right up. Why do you say that? Because you don't act like a dusty and you're not offering contracts. In fact, you're taking money instead of giving it out of the, for the corpse labour they do at the mortuary. Makai, she stifles a squeak of terror and hastens to explain. No, I'm not a dustman. I just found these robes in the street and I didn't have enough money to get good clothes, and I heard there was a dustman thief around, but you could probably find him somewhere else in the southwest part of the hive. I saw him, but I hid from him. Please don't hurt me. I'm not planning on it. You ought to know that you're not pulling it off too well. Now answer some questions. What do you want to know? Nothing. I'm all right at the moment. I don't need to know anything from her at the moment. Right. We've got really what we came for, which is our chappie here, which is really cool. You know, Githzerai. Let's get out of here. This is brilliant. We've got a third... Oh, fuck! What's going on?
Damn it.
Why are we being attacked by everyone? Bloody hell! This is not good. We are being assaulted by hive thugs. How's that Githzerai man doing? God, he's good. Uh-oh. Bloody hell. Actually, we're not doing too badly at the moment either. That level up really helped. Yeah, smack him. I'm looking forward to when we get a few spells, actually. God almighty. Having an extra companion really helps. Okay, right. You guys come over here and let me pick up some loot.
I'm gone.
We'll pretty much have everything we can, actually. What about you?
Your will be done.
Interesting. Anything else to pick up? Nope. Okay. Right. There's a drunk there. What is this place? Amaris. Is that a dustman? I believe it is, yes. Oh! Ah, one of them got away! Not for very long, though. Oh, clearly they don't like us asking questions. They're running away. This appears to be a gutter of some sort. It looks as though it has seen little use. Yeah. Gotta be careful of the hive scum. They are everywhere. And of course, because we've been asking questions about Farod, they're, now these are the guys we were talking about earlier, weren't they? The ones in red. Remember? We've got a quest involving these guys. Let's talk to them. The small wiry thug is swathed in rags, dyed red and black. He glances at you as you approach. Greetings! The man does not speak, he just glares at you. It doesn't look like he is the leader of his small band. Oh, okay, maybe the big guy is then. This heavy-set thug is swathed in rags, dyed red and black. He looks like he is made almost purely of muscle. He glowers at you as you approach. Greetings! And how can I help you then, Governor? This man's face breaks into a sneer. Looks to me that you need a healer. You one of the ones who robbed a monk in the hive, took his prayer bead necklace. Some sod with line scrawled all over his face claimed he could put us all in the dead book, yet lets us bob him blind. The man gives a slow-toothed smile. Never even heard of such a sod, I haven't. Yeah, right. That is interesting. The rest of his order is looking for you. The brothers of ExaggeratedElegy seem to know you quite well. Here, the man's sneer fades. What you on about? What brothers? The sod was alone, he was. Lie. He's a member of a religious order, you fool. That necklace you stole is their most holy relic. If it isn't returned, the rest of his order will come looking for you. And they don't have any reservations about killing thieves. The man's eyes widen. Here now, we just keep in the relic for him. He reaches into the fold of his robe and pulls forth the necklace, which he hands carefully to you. Here it is, no harm done here. Lie, I hope this is enough to call off the rest of his order. Perhaps a donation to their cause is in order as well. It might help smooth things over and ward off any curses that might have come our way. Hive thug. Curses? The man makes a semicircle over his heart. Well, now, wouldn't want any of that. He reaches into his purse at his belt and hands over several copper coins. Take it with me blessings, Governor. Tell him no harm was meant. Your donation is appreciated. Yeah, if I can get away with it, I'm going to talk my way out of every situation because that's the way I roll. Room log book. Interesting. Hang on, let me get one of the other characters to pick that up.
What?
Can Mort pick anything up?
Sure, why not?
Yeah, he can. Cool. Let's have a look at that. Receiving room logbook. This huge logbook lists mortuary procedures and time. Oh, this is what we got earlier, isn't it? Yeah, that's right. That's cool. Right, we can go take this back to our friend now. And we can kill these assholes as well. While we're at it. Yeah.
Die.
Yeah, die, asshole. Coin! Always good. We've got a much better chance against the hive thugs now, we really do. Now there's 3 of us, and now we've leveled up a bit. We're a little bit more of a force to be reckoned with. Although it's not always going to be this way. Ah, fuck.
I'm gone.
Yeah, you get out of the way, let the others take it. Look, what the fuck is that? Look at that! I'm gonna have a chat to him. Barrier. Much as this creature's body is a combination of man and ram, his head is a mix of sorts, with a broad flat nose, goatee ears, and a pair of curling horns. Intricate designs are shaved into his dirty pelt, and a massive 4-flanged polearm hangs from his belt harness. He doesn't seem to notice you. Greetings! He turns to face you with startling speed, his eyes dark and suspicious of you. His voice is deep and rumbling, not quite human, and heavily accented. What do you want, Two Legs? His hand is close to his polearm. Only to speak with you, I had some questions. He seems to calm down, his hand drops away from his weapon. He still keeps a certain distance from you, however. Continue. What do you wish to ask me? Why were you so wary of me? He seems sad for a moment. This place, a wretched, unclean place, is full of unfriendly, sometimes desperate people. Not the best place for a visiting barrier, Two Legs. He shrugs. I have business here, though, and so here I am. Okay. Visiting. You do not live here. The barrier shakes his head, laughing. No, Two Legs. No barrier could live like this. Where are you from? From the plains of Isgard, Two Legs, they are my home. He smiles in fond recollection. Isgard, I'm not powerfully familiar with. What sort of business were you here for? Another time, Two Legs. If we ever meet in a happier place, I shall tell you about it. You had said you were visiting. Let me ask you about something else then. Don't ask about the Lady of Pain. Nothing, it's fine. Yeah, so obviously we're going to get a quest from him at some point. Coin! Always good. Don't matter about the bronze ring. What else have we got?
I hear your words.
Yeah, let's get you to pick that
serve.
up. We'll have that. God, we've got to find a place where we can sell shit very soon.
All right.
If I can get out of situations without fighting, I will. I mean, sometimes you can't help it. These guys, the thugs, you've got to fight them. There's not much you can do, unfortunately. And that's just the nature of Sigil, you know, it is like this. No, I'm fine. But yeah, really, all I'm doing is opening up the map a little bit, just having a wander. But it's nice to have someone else. Oh, more debuts. Lots of debuts around here.
Done.
What are they doing? Seem to be fixing something. What's this? This looks like an entrance, but there is no handle or means of opening it. I'm sure there will be eventually. And the more you walk, the more you heal, so that's quite nice. This monument looks similar to the one outside the mortuary. There are no identifying marks on it either. Who's that? Creedon. Tasty, tasty ratses. Ew. Not nice. More thugs down there. Skin fresh, no tails. Lovely. What's this? Got another character here, Miram. Ashmantle. That's a dustman, isn't it? I do believe. Oh, fucking hell. God, they don't let up, do they, these thugs? Mind you, the fact that we've been wandering around asking about Farod probably isn't the best thing.
You see that?
God almighty. The Gith is ace.
The rock sings true. Your path is mine.
What is that thing he's got? The Unbroken Circle of Zerthimon. This small round stone is the Unbroken Circle of Zerthimon. The Unbroken Circle is a Zerth religious text containing teachings of Zerthimon, the founder of the Gith people. The circle is made up of a series of interlocking circles that fold out from one another, depending on which branch the reader wishes to follow in the path of teachings. It is said that some Zerth spend years poring over the combinations of the plates, looking for new significance in the teachings. Darkon seems to use the text as a means of focusing his spellcasting abilities, for he pores over the tablet occasionally, memorizing the words. Oh, he's got spells! Hang on! Let's have a look! He's got spells! Oh, so cool! What's he got? What are they? Scriptures of Steel, one of the earliest teachings of Zerthimon. This incantation reflects what knowing that flesh yields to steel achieves, bestowing a greater advantage to strike and strength. That's pretty cool. What's this? Rain of Anger. That's a magical missile. What's this one, though? Vilkar's Eye. Vilkar's Eye is branded upon the one who is foolish enough to cross the caster. Vilkar's short-sightedness becomes the target's vision, and soon the world is muddled and dark. If the target creature fails its saving throw at -1 penalty, the creature will be struck with blindness. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. What's this? Submerge the Will. Okay, that's cool. Oh, that's very cool. We're going to keep that. That's alright too. We'll keep both of them for now. You can only memorize 2, unfortunately. Formation, yeah, dialogue, inventory, characters. Fighter mage, that's very cool. Excellent. Very, very cool indeed. Love it. Okay.
Done.
Yeah, he's very, very, very useful indeed. Reekwind. There's an orc over there. Gaha. Interesting. Right, my dear, since we've got a new Gith companion, which I'm very, very happy about, we'll call it quits here.
Just look natural.
Yeah. Good advice, Mort. Good advice. So, until next time, my dears, bye-bye!